If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to the show. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Hey, if you are watching this right now live, or whether you are hitting that replay and watching the show afterwards, hit that like button right now and get ready to enjoy the show. You know, we start out every single episode with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes, passing it forward. Hoping that y'all pass it along as well. We keep that green mind state at all times. What up, Black Hippie? Ricky's in the building. King Lukey's in the building. Ronald Harris, Heroic Dose. Daryl is in the building. Shout out to my GMS fam. I appreciate y'all. What up, Trey 979? What y'all smoking on, man? It's a happy Wednesday today. Happy Wednesday today. We got some things to talk about, man. I don't know which order I'm going to put them in, but I feel like I know what I should start with first, right? I think I know what I should start with first. Now, just to give y'all a heads up on what's going on, Black man, what's happening? One of my moderators in the building. I recently watched the Gary Owen interview. The Gary Owen interview that was on The Breakfast Club. And he got open and candid about his divorce with now ex-wife Kenya Duke. What up, the Black Basketball Channel Zen Master? Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to him. Show him some love, man. All my sports fans out there for your good updates, man, and support Black content creators. Team 642. So Gary, here's a few things I'm gonna talk about, man. I gotta address that. I gotta talk about what I witnessed this morning after watching the 5150 show of Corey. Matter of fact, let me not only highlight the negative part. The show was actually a good show yesterday. It was actually pretty decent. I actually enjoyed it. Enjoyed watching it, and it was entertaining, to say the least. But there were some things on there that I wanted to address myself, just for the simple the human in me, you know, the humanity of it all. I wanted to address that when it came to Corey and DoBoy, and him addressing DoBoy over a private conversation that they had, which is, you know, once again proving the point of people they should not disclose information to Corey when they talk to him, because it's going to end up on the 5150 show. And the logic behind him saying it to the public is just wild. But anyway, Garrett, which one should I start with? Matter of fact, let me ask y'all. Now, to the people that's going to watch this later, it's up to the chat now about what I'm going to start with. Should I start with the Corey and DoBoy shit, or should I start with the Gary Owen shit? Which one should I start with? Y'all pick. I already got my joint rolled. Let me know. What up, Jeff? I heard that nigga had some things to say about you last night, but you know, anytime somebody just volunteers information about somebody, they usually see them as a threat or somebody that actually has some type of valid credentials to their name and who actually is somebody who's well respected out here. You know, it doesn't seem like, you know, that guy lets up on shit. Okay. All right. Well, the chat has spoken. We are going to talk about what happened last night. Now, I got to say this, man. The subject of taking your own life is never anything to play with. Whether you are somebody who's making fun of it or whether you're somebody who's crying wolf and only saying it for attention. It's not cool across the board because there are people who really struggle with mental health and they struggle with trying to stay alive every day. You don't understand what people go through. Like for instance, if you're somebody with empathy, you don't have to be somebody that went through it or has gone through mental health issues to have empathy for another person's situation. And when somebody comes up to you to express how they feel about something that you said, one thing that you could do is try to do better instead of doubling down. But this is Corey we're talking about. This is somebody who doesn't really see the wrongs in what he does. And I feel like he's one of those people where if he even knows he's wrong, he doesn't like to look wrong. So he will double down on the bullshit that he says to try to escape accountability for knowing that he didn't just try to hurt one person, but it affected somebody else. Now, what I'm talking about is when he had his Twinkle Turtle Ether episode where he was talking about Ryan Davis. There was a part in the show where he revealed that Marcus had told him that Ryan was thinking about offing himself. And he took that as an opportunity to shit on Ryan's mental health instead of anything else, because there's really not anything else you could really attack Ryan for. At the Teddy Ray tribute concert, I want to make sure I get this right so I don't misstep anything. I'm just saying what was said by the person involved. At the Teddy Ray tribute concert that they held, or the stand-up show that they held, I believe afterwards or sometime during it or whenever it was, doesn't matter, DoBoy walked up to Corey and said, "Hey man, I heard what you said about Ryan, and you know, I was one of the people that have felt like this about myself at one point, and you know, regardless of how he said it, I don't know exactly what was said. I'm just assuming this is what was said. I don't take my word for factual on how things panned out, but from what Corey said, it sounded like DoBoy had a problem with the way that he addresses suicide, and him being somebody who has talked about it himself, he felt some type of way about it. And him being a young comedian, or not even just a young comedian, but a comedian who is still coming up, who might actually look up to someone like Corey Holcomb, he wanted to address that with him, with one of his peers or one of the legends, somebody he looks up to, and how to handle that situation. Just say if I'm an OG in that situation, I'm gonna talk to the young brother and be like, yo, what I said, and this is me from a perspective of somebody who stands on what I say and don't want to take it back because I meant what I said. I would be like, hey, I said what I said and I directed it towards one person. If I offended you, that wasn't my intentions. I pray for you. I hope that whatever you're going through, you pass through that and you become a stronger person on the other side. But what I said was to one individual and it wasn't to you. I fuck with you. I think you a good brother, a good comedian. Didn't mean to rub you the wrong way with the situation I had going on with somebody else. That's how I would have handled that situation. But that's me. I can't tell nobody else how to handle that. What Corey decided to do was go on his show and address that situation that they had. And instead of keeping it private, because that's, to me, a private thing, he put it out there. So I'm just going to show you a clip of how he handled this situation. Now, YouTube is probably going to take this video down because of how many times this guy says, K yourself. But I have to play it for context purposes. I have to, because there's a way you have to look at things. Some people may mask their good, and they'll try to make it seem like they have good intentions, but really be malicious behind it. And there's certain ways you have to deal with certain people like this. Now listen to this.
I want to tell y'all this. Another comedian brother, I was talking to him. His name is, what's my man's name? Big Boy.
DoBoy?
DoBoy.
Yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. Comedian DoBoy. Good brother. Mm-hmm. Good brother. But something I said on my show touched him when I was talking about people who say they're going to commit suicide shouldn't be saying they're going to commit suicide and not do it, because it's just more stress on the people who love and care about you. Now, I stand behind that statement.
It touched him in what?
He said he be wanting to kill himself.
Oh. Oh.
I'm like, well, why you ain't dead?
Damn.
Now, mind you, this is somebody he doesn't have beef with, doesn't have no problems with. They ain't got no back and forth. There's nothing. Matter of fact, he called him a good brother before he went on to say what he's saying. This is what I mean by masking good intentions and really having malicious intent behind it for whatever reason.
I don't think it's fair to say, I'm gonna kill myself. That's what motherfuckers be saying when they bitch break up with her. I'll kill myself. Listen.
But has he announced it though? Has he said that?
Well, he
publicly?
announced it. He said it to me. And it was one
By the way,
nigga,
announced it, he
it
said
was
it
one
to you.
nigga in the crowd who was actually agreeing with him. Now,
Let me point that out. One thing Corey hates. So now go back to what I tell you about people who don't like to feel wrong. Even if they know they wrong, they don't like to feel wrong. So they will do any and everything to try to justify or to try to escape accountability. One thing people like that hate is when outsiders agree with the opposite opinion of theirs. So if you're somebody who said something that was messed up and a person felt offended by it and came to talk to you about it, and somebody else was like, yeah, man, you know, come think about it. That is wrong, man. You that's fucked up. You shouldn't really be saying shit like that. Then a person may feel attacked instead of feeling like, damn, maybe I did go a little too far. Maybe I fucked up and didn't realize that what I was saying could affect other people. It's one thing when you're saying, yo, Ryan Davis, do this to yourself, do that, I don't give a fuck, blah, 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 Ryan Davis. But in that whole rant, he was talking about everybody. He said if anybody talks about offing themselves and they don't do it, that makes him mad. That's like, what the fuck are you doing? Get it over with type shit. And it's one thing, like I said, to direct it to one person, but if somebody else feels offended by it, matter of fact, let me just make it clear too, because I am the guy who's objective. It's not up to Corey to make others feel comfortable either. So Corey doesn't have to apologize or feel bad for DoBoy for saying what he said in regards to Ryan Davis. But that goes back to the empathy thing. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like this is it's one thing if he didn't know DoBoy, or he didn't, you know what I'm saying, he didn't care for DoBoy, or that wasn't a good brother. But it seemed like he likes DoBoy. He's had DoBoy on the show before, I'm assuming. I'm pretty sure DoBoy was on 5150 before. So to double down on these statements, it's distasteful.
What I got to say, all you motherfuckers who threaten to kill yourself and don't kill yourself, why am I the bad guy for calling you on your bluff? If you ready to die, please get it over with so we can have your arrangements and everything behind us. We can't baby you through life. Life is too motherfucking hard for me to be like, don't do it. Please don't do it. Fuck that shit. Do your shit, nigga. Stop faking it. Be about it, motherfucker.
Don't fuck around with it. Do it expeditiously.
Right.
And you know what's fucked up about this, man? This isn't just him saying it on a random occasion. This is him saying this after, I mean, this is fresh. Teddy just passed away, a very good friend of DoBoy. Just passed away. He's going through it. Trust me, I understand, especially anybody else out there who lost a close friend. R.I.P. Rob Lowe. Y'all got to know, when somebody close to you dies, you're going to go through it for a minute. And if DoBoy was feeling a certain type of way before Teddy passed, because him having these thoughts about ending his life were before Teddy even passed. I remember he had to address this to his fans at one point. He had to address that to his fans at one point. So this just doesn't make it any easier. And it's even more fucked up because, you know, what I didn't play was, you know, towards the end of his rant, they had Teddy's face still up on the screen. And he was like, yo, take Teddy's face off while we talking about this shit. Cause it's like, you got to understand how fucked up that is. He probably turned around and realized, oh, well, his homeboy's gone. And I'm sitting up here telling him he should just get it over with. There has to be a level of empathy, bro. And I'm not, and this ain't, and here's another thing. You know, I know Corey talks about people that try to kick up dust or try to cause problems between people. This isn't my mission. When I highlight this type of stuff, it's to bring some type of logic or common sense to it. Not to be like, yeah, DoBoy, what you got? What are we waiting on DoBoy's response? What does DoBoy have to say about what Corey said about him? I want to see these two brothers go back and forth and kill each other. Nah, man, it's like, if anything, I want an understanding of empathy. It's crazy that when you talk about people doing something when they say they're gonna do it, coming from a person that has repeatedly not stood on his word for several instances, it's the hypocrisy in it is just ridiculous. Give people the same grace you want. Come on now. I just, you know, it's just one of those situations. He also had some things to say about Jeff Brown randomly. It was just some just random stuff. You know how he is. He'll just poke fun at other comedians because I guess that's his thing. He wants to put together a show where he can put together who he thinks is the worst comedians ever and shit. And I don't know. Corey likes to burn bridges and he likes to tell people to fight him, but then say, I'm not a fighter. I don't fight. You know, I don't want no problems. It's just back and forth. A lot of it's entertainment. It's just entertainment to get people to post stuff or to do lives like this and be like, yo, Corey said this during the show, just to keep the rotation going. But when it comes to this, man, I think the subject of self-harm, it's you can't talk about people that say it and don't do it as people that cry wolf or people that's bluffing. Because especially when you say people that announce it to the public really ain't about that life. Because trust me, I've seen it. I have seen it. I have been on Facebook and seen a girl. I've seen a man. I've seen them make posts talking about how this is the end, how they're going to end their life and how they did this. A long post. And then to see people in the comments scrambling to try to find out what's going on or if they can get in contact with them. Then a few hours later, you see it's confirmed. Yeah, they did it. It's over. So not everybody that posts on social media are bluffers or people that just saying it for attention. Some of these people actually do that. And we've seen it. We can't, that's where the empathy comes in. That's where the empathy comes in. I don't want to, you know, beat a dead horse. But I'm just saying, man, I pray for those struggling with mental health, man, because it's not easy in this world that's already fucked up. And I don't want to be the person that adds to the problems. And please believe me, there are people out there that cry wolf and that look for attention every day trying to talk. And I've seen that too, plenty of times. People that go online talking about, I don't want to be here anymore. And then a week later be out doing fun shit. It's like a lot of that stems from just having an emotional moment too. But that's life. That is life. You're gonna have the people that bluff. You're gonna have the people that really do it. You know what I'm saying? So I will never ever take that subject lightly. And I hope that this situation doesn't turn into something toxic, you know what I mean? As far as like, you know, Corey and DoBoy's relationship, or anybody that fucks with DoBoy who may know Corey as well, because a lot of people love DoBoy and fuck with DoBoy. So it's like him saying that and doubling down on that, you know, of course he said he's gonna burn some bridges. He don't give a fuck. Let him do it. I just think it's distasteful, man. I think it's fucked up because DoBoy doesn't do shit to people. He literally hasn't done shit to nobody, I don't think. You know, especially when it comes to Corey. So it's just have just a little bit, just an ounce of empathy. And even with Marcus, man, like, yeah, you wanna enjoy the show and double on the jokes, but I can tell when things aren't, he doesn't agree with certain shit, but then he'll just kind of be complacent about it because it's Corey. You know what I'm saying? Like when he asked Corey, did he say that publicly? Marcus knew he never said that publicly. He never said he wanted to do that. Like, and then on top of that, like I said, let me take that back. DoBoy has mentioned this publicly about his mental health and him, you know, saying certain things. He's addressed the public, but what I mean by Marcus asking that question, it wasn't about whether or not he knew if DoBoy said it or not. It was how he knew Corey. He knew that the response was gonna be, I don't know if he told the public, but he told me. So telling Corey is telling the public. So anybody out there, if you want to keep your secrets a secret or keep your personal life, do not tell Corey Holcomb, because the 5150 Nation will find out. I promise you that. I promise you that. We already know too much about Marcus already. They gonna hold that car over Marcus' head forever. Marcus better hope that he gets on enough to where he could pay Corey back for that car and never have that held over his head. I swear to God. Now, I got to get to this Gary Owen shit, man, because this Gary Owen shit is crazy. I see a lot of people talking about it and their opinions on the situation, and you know, a lot of people are jumping to, well, she's a black woman and this and that. Sometimes you got to think about a relationship, man. Anybody that's ever been in a long relationship, you know, it comes with a lot of ups and downs, and them being married for 23 years, there's a lot of ups and downs in that. And one thing I did notice during the time of their, you know, going through it, you notice Gary didn't say much about a lot that was going on. His wife was the one that was putting information out there. His wife was the one trashing him. His wife was the one going to social media to try to tear him down. Now, here's another thing, man. This is what I hate. You will have somebody be down for you and support you, and then even people will come out and be like, she was down for you, she did this and that. But the same motherfucker that was down for you will try to destroy you because you don't want to be with them anymore or because you cheated. That doesn't sound logical. That doesn't sound like somebody who is genuinely down for you or genuinely want to see you win. Sounds like somebody who is only doing it because they're with you and because it will benefit them. Real motherfuckers don't want to see somebody tore the fuck down because they don't want to be with them anymore. I could see if Gary was beating her. I could see if he was abusing her, all types of shit, and that was her get back. Finally, I had enough, and I'm gonna let the people know. But because a nigga don't want to be with you anymore, now he's a cheater, he's a liar, he's a deadbeat. Oh, after 23 years, all of a sudden he's a deadbeat, and he's this, he's that, all types of shit. I call cap. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. I call cap on that shit, because the worst part about a fucked up relationship is a motherfucker being complacent because they see a benefit of it all. You may not be with a person 100% because of who they are, their status, or their money, but it does play a part. Look, man. I listened to this interview, and I can say this. I pay attention to when people, if it looks like somebody's not telling the truth, or when it sounds like somebody is just trying to cover their ass to make themselves look better. When I tell you I 100% believe Gary Owen's story, and it's not even just because, and here's the thing, he wasn't just trying to make himself look good. He wasn't trying to one up his ex-wife. He wasn't trying to play the game of who's gonna win the back and forth or the tit for tat. This man told you that he left. He told you he broke the family dynamic. He told you he lied to his child because he was going through a process server dilemma. He told you what he was doing in that situation. And a lot of niggas don't say what they do because they're too busy trying to blame the other person. And you know that majority of the earnings coming in the crib, and that's helping pay for the children. Matter of fact, let's not act like he wasn't a stepfather as well. He's paying for the children's shit. He claims them as his own. He's doing what he has to do. He's working every week to try to maintain an amazing lifestyle. Not even in a way where, oh, your life is just glitz and glam. It's like, nah, you don't have to worry about what a lot of people have to worry about, financially, because of what he does for a living. And then you try to tear it down because he doesn't want to be with you anymore. I don't know if people really understand how vindictive and how fucking lame that is. And given how it played out, I'm not surprised his kids don't talk to him. He said he hasn't talked to his kids in a year and a half. He said that after the divorce, because his kids had to find out through TMZ. He said him and his ex-wife were trying to wait for the time to tell them, but they had to find out through TMZ. And of course, his wife was going on social media saying shit. So if she didn't have a problem going to social media to say shit, I'm pretty sure she didn't have a problem going to the kids to say shit and trying to make Gary look like the bad guy. One thing you can do, and I'm just assuming, so don't take it as a fact, but I can only assume that a nigga being there for decades and taking care of shit for decades, and now all of a sudden his kids don't like him, kind of stems from the fact that there was some influence there. And he said he left their mom. And of course, if you have stepchildren, they're of course gonna ride for the mother quicker than they would the stepdad who dipped the fuck out because they thought that they were gonna be in love and thought they were gonna be together and thought it was gonna be a big family, happy family forever. And matter of fact, let me just say this, man. If you did not watch that interview, you should, because the funniest shit I've heard in a while is the story of how he tried, or how he was dodging those process servers. I mean, I gotta give my man a A+ for how he dodged the fuck out of several process servers, and how he had shit set up at every venue to prevent process servers from serving him. See, what happened was he filed for divorce in Ohio. His wife filed for divorce in California. In California, it's automatic that the wife is gonna get half. In Ohio, I guess it's different. So what she was trying to do, and because it's even, and this is why it's amazing how he dodged all that shit. He is a well-known comedian who travels every single week. His tour dates are online. So his wife had the upper hand and still couldn't catch this motherfucker. Oh man, kudos to that shit. He said on his end, he set up 24-hour surveillance on Kenya Duke to figure out when she was leaving the house. They said he tried to act like his process server. He tried to dress him up as DoorDash and bring food one day. They still didn't come out. And I guess, finally one day, he was able to get her served, and now they taking care of the processes in Ohio or whatever. But even with that shit, like, what does that say about that situation? See, if your emotion, if you feel like you got done wrong, if you feel like somebody is a dirtbag and that you don't want to be with them no more, divorce that motherfucker and get it. Anybody would want to get that shit over with. But the fact that she was fighting so hard and trying so hard to get it served in to get her process server from California to get him so that she can get half, says more to me than anything else. This man, he's a deadbeat. First of all, I've never understood women trying to put deadbeats on child support. If you know this nigga ain't got shit, nothing to his name, what makes you think you're going to get anything? But see, Gary isn't your average deadbeat. So that attempt to get half, I guess it's understandable. But I gotta say, man, it's fucked up that his own openers, man. Gary Owen had openers on his tour who went back to tell his grown-ass kids shit about him. Now, what they said about him, I don't know, but I guess it was enough for his kids not to fuck with him. And you gotta cut ties with people like that. Matter of fact, I don't see how people don't see how the odds are stacked against this man right now. Like, how does that happen? And how do these openers have access to your kids like this? These gotta be people who he befriended, who did him like that. His own father turned on him over a Reds game. Please believe me when I tell you that the odds are stacked against this man. And people gonna go on the internet and talk about, he used a black woman and now that he's, man, stop all that bullshit. Look at shit for what it is. Look at shit for what it is. And yes, he's on tour. Matter of fact, they about to go, they all doing a tour. Ryan Davis on that tour too. Ryan Davis, Gary Owen, Corey Holcomb, a whole bunch of people. But damn, I lost what I was finna say. His father. So his dad, he said one day he was about to go to a Reds game. He went, they had fun. His dad was mad that he didn't go. He sent him a picture like, oh, I'm not included. He did all this stuff. Like, what he did, what happened was Gary sent a picture of him at a game with the new woman he was currently seeing to a group chat. A group of people to let them know that he was good, he's okay. All the allegations or all the news is breaking on TMZ, the divorce, and all his wife saying this and that about him. He sent a picture to his people to let them know he was good, he was at a game, he's chilling. And instead of his dad being like, oh, I'm glad you're okay, I'm glad you're not, sad down in the dumps, you know, you're having a good time. Instead of doing that, his dad was like, oh, you not trying to bring me out to have fun too? Man, fuck you. And him and his dad got into an argument. They cussed each other out. And then his dad went and sent the picture of Gary and his new girl to his ex-wife. What do you think that's going to happen to the woman that didn't want the relationship to end? So not only did Gary tell you wanted to end the marriage, he filed for divorce, and now he's out at a game with another broad. How do you feel, can you do? I feel like going on the internet and calling them a cheating bastard. So now, him and his dad is at odds because of greed. Mind you, his dad wasn't somebody who was around when he was a kid. His dad wasn't shit. His dad wasn't shit. But now after him and his dad had an altercation because he didn't bring him to a Reds game, now his dad is on social media posting up pictures of his kids and his wife talking about the best mom in the world and the best parent, the best this, and oh, I'm so glad, all this other shit just to spite his son who don't want him to reap off the benefits and the hard work that his son's been putting in over the years. Low down, dirty shame. You goddamn right, St. Paul Slim. Because it could be your own people. And I'm telling you, I'm sitting here listening to this shit, and I'm also reading comments from other people, and I'm like, how do they feel like this man did this woman wrong? What more do you want, ladies? This man, first, and let me point this out. The one thing people ain't talked about that whole interview. Oh shit, I'm so glad I remember this. I didn't even write this down in my notes because it was one of those things where I was listening to it and I was like, holy shit, this happens to a lot more niggas than I think. They asked him the question. They said, Gary, did you try to, you told her over the phone, because he told him that he told the Breakfast Club that he called his wife and told her that he didn't want to be together. He wanted to file for divorce. They're like, oh, you did it over the phone? Your wife for 23 years you did? He said, I tried to do it in person. And I'll never do that again. Now, what the fuck does that tell you? Does he have to explain more? Or can we just put two and two together and assume that she snapped and most likely put her hands on the nigga? If somebody tells you that they tried to talk to somebody in person and that they'll never do it again, it sounds like it went more than left. It went left and right. So please forgive me if I think he did the right thing by calling her. Because it's either I punch this bitch back and go to prison, or I just look like a bitch ass nigga for calling my wife for 23 years and saying it's over. I'll take looking like a bitch ass nigga over going to prison for punching this bitch in the face. I don't know. That's just me. The logic, common sense thinking ass nigga that I am. I can't blame my man. I can't blame Gary Owen, man. I cannot blame him, man. And I'm not gonna sit up here and let social media dictate some shit that I'm seeing and hearing for myself. I saw an emotional woman go on the internet and trash her husband, and I saw the other guy continue to work and do his thing. And just now, recently, open up about it. Sounds like somebody who genuinely wants to move through life without any bullshit attached to it. And will take their lumps and keep moving forward. And as far as his kids go, man, I hope they grow up. I know they grown, but I hope they grow up and realize, like, cause they gonna go through it, man. They ain't done it yet. He talking about his kids still in college, man. They still go to college, so they ain't been through no rough relationships. They ain't been through no shit long enough to realize what the fuck is going on. And I'm telling you, don't be discouraged, Gary, because they gonna go through it and they gonna be like, holy shit, I get it now. I see why my dad left. I see why. But trust me, y'all gonna see it too. Y'all gonna see it too. Now, one more thing I want to say before I get out of here, man. Shout out to Rizza Islam, man. He's dealing with some bullshit with the government. I don't want to get too into it because, you know, YouTube likes to block out messages and block people from talking about important things. But I'm pretty sure y'all know what he's dealing with and has been dealing with for the past 7 years. I think it's fucking crazy. And I think that it always happens to people that not even overly speak up for black people, but are confident in the things that they're talking about, and people actually being confident and relying on them to get their daily news or their daily information from. So they will put things on people and try to stick it as long as they can. And then by the time everything is either dismissed or swept under the rug, people don't care about the truth. They only care about the lies that were told. Excuse me. So I'm only giving my positive energy and blessings to Rizza, man, and hopefully that situation works itself out eventually. You know, he made a comment last night on the 5150 show live and said that, you know, he's been dealing with this for 7 years, but he's prepared to go to court with it with his proof, and whatever proof that they have, he is prepared for whatever is to come. So want to send a shout out to him, man, and, you know, hopefully that ordeal gets dealt with. Also, I want to send 2 thumbs down, and I want to give the poop emojis to Capitol Records, man. Shit out Capitol Records for trying to sign an AI rapper. I don't know if y'all heard about this. Somebody named FN Mecca. They tried to sign an AI rapper. And if you don't know what an AI rapper is, he is an artificial intelligence. He's a computerized digital image of somebody. And they signed him to a record deal because clearly there's not enough artists or black artists on this earth to sign. You had to go and sign a fucking computer. But as quickly as they signed him, they dropped him from the label. Now, here's another interesting fact. The person that controlled the white guy, controlled the rapper, was a white guy, and the voice that they used for him was a black guy. So I don't understand what the industry's point is. He said, "Why you call it a he?" I don't know, niggas. I'm assuming. Yeah, AI rapper that says nigga. And then Capitol Records wanted to put out a statement apologizing to the black community. Like, nah, man, y'all niggas. And it never fails, man. They do this shit on purpose. They do it on purpose. They know what they're going to do, and they get the PR and they get their apologies already set up in place so that when the hype is up there, they'll put the apology out and get all the people fake outraged, and then that'll bring more notoriety to their fucking record label, all types of shit. It never fails, man. This industry is fucking fake. Everything is promo. Everything is promo. It don't matter what it is, man. It could be a sensationalized, fucked up ass story. It could be beef. It could be anything. All of this shit is made up. Even with the Freddie Gibbs and Benny the Butcher shit. I don't know if y'all seen that, but today, I guess Benny woke up and chose violence because he posted a picture or posted a video of him showing his jewelry being cleaned, and one of those pieces of jewelry was a G. And if y'all don't know about Freddie Gibbs, his conglomerate, his label, his brand is ESGN, and they have a plethora of G chains, a specific G. A specific letter G with a money sign, you know, with the money sign, you know, striking through the G. And Benny the Butcher had that chain. It was a small gold chain with a little tiny G on it. And Freddie Gibbs went to his Instagram to voice his opinion about it. All this other shit, man, and they going back and forth on the internet. It's all promo. Benny has a song coming out. Freddie is on tour right now overseas. Don't feed into this shit no more, man. This is a message from me to you. Let's stop feeding into rapper beefs, because then these niggas will stop. As long as people are interested and try to react to the shit, they're gonna continue to try to pull the wool over your eyes. Don't do it. Leave these niggas in the dust. Support real shit As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take this time to shout out Red Veil. If y'all don't know who Red Veil is, he's a newer artist, man, young guy, very dope artist. I'ma shine the light on somebody who was out here doing it for the music and the people. Shout out to Red Veil. If y'all don't know who that is, do your research. Very dope artist, very, very dope artist. Now, GMS fam, the Green Room, it is Wednesday. I'm not gonna hold you long, but what I will do is tell you one thing. If you didn't hit that like button, my face is gonna turn sad. Real sad. So sad. Hit that like button, man. Follow me on my socials. I'll follow everybody back. Hit the Cash App today if you are feeling generous. I would most appreciate it. Put a GMS in the chat. Also, when the live is over, leave a comment under the video. I don't be seeing y'all doing it, man. I don't see my peoples out there. I don't see my moderators. I don't see my GMS fam. What y'all doing, man? Leave the comments under the video, man. Show your love. Show your support, man. Show your love. Show your love. What Steve Harvey say before the motherfuckers came out and rubbed the log on motherfucking Apollo? Show your love. Come on now. Show your motherfucking love. And if some of y'all don't know what I'm talking about, I mean, wait until the live is over. I mean, it's done. When it cut off and when you see the little loading sign that's like, oh, it's over. All right, click out of it, refresh it, come back to the page, and then leave a comment under the video. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I know some of y'all a little older and y'all got to figure out this little fucking YouTube shit, but I got you. I got you. Also, don't forget to roll up. Don't forget to roll up. All right. GMS fam, the Green Room. I'm going to see y'all Friday, man. You know we got 3Gs. Make sure y'all subscribe to the 3Gs and set y'all reminder whenever the preview goes up. 3G's been on fire past 3 weeks. Shout out my nigga Pac G for returning. Mega return. We miss packing that motherfucker, man. Now the dynamic is out of this world. If you have missed the last 3G's episodes, oh my God. All the way through amazing. All right? Watch when that shit blow up, man. Fuck this shit. I'ma get there eventually with the GMS show, but I know greatness when I see it. The 3G's podcast is going to be big one day. And y'all gonna see us all conglomerated in a, I say conglomerated, I don't even know if that's a word. Y'all gonna see us all gathered together one day in a nice studio, chopping it up, having real conversations, chopping it up with the 3G's fam, OG 3G's fam, and new 3G's fam. So trust me, mark my words, and I'm gonna come back to this video and I'm gonna screen record it when that day comes, because I'm a goddamn prophet. Shout out to Jesus. One love, y'all. GMS fam, we out.